My name is Giorgio, but I go by the name of Gallion in the Italian Smash community.
7 on the top, 2 to 1.
I play Smash competitively at least since 2013, when there was like late life of Brawl, when there was almost no tournament in Italy. So yeah, I joined the community in the late Brawl era, and there was like, I don't know, like 20 person in the Italian community at that time. And what I thought in that very moment is that, we have to organize something bigger, and we began to do that with Smash 4. We organized the first ICARUS, which was like 3 months, I think, after the Smash 4 for Wii U release, and it like kind of blew up.
Il forward smash
It was the first time 100 person gathered together and just to play Smash. At the time Icarus is finished, at every edition there are like a lot of people coming to me and thanking for doing such a thing, such an event. It is what drives me towards the next destination. It is something that moves me in a way that no other thing can.
And Glidney takes Icarus 5 Grand Finals 3-0 over Meru. Congratulations to Glidney for this awesome win with his Wolf.
There is a lot of anxiety when you do an event like that, because there's a lot of things to do, there's a lot of risks to take, and there's a lot of responsibilities to assume. You don't want to let anyone down during the event and after the event. And when at the end of the event someone comes to you and says thank you, it's like an immense relief, and you just feel the joy of people, and it fills your heart. We have to do a lot of paperwork. We have to register the tournament into the Minister of the Internal, and we have to declare all of the money involved. And also there is the cursed thing that is the minors. We have to have all of the documentation provided from the parents of children, I think, because they're like 17 years old and they're pretty big, but they're minors actually, and you have to like take responsibilities for what he does. I see that the Italian community is growing, and we're recruiting like a lot of new people. Last Icarus we had like 183 participants that were Italian. It was the first time that 183 people from Italy gathered for just one tournament. Also, Nintendo is getting interested in our tournament, so they finally thought that we're a resource. We're moving forward, and there are a lot of new things that are coming along, but I cannot truly speak about them, so I'm just going to stop in there. But I'm really confident that the Italian community is going to be a lot bigger, and I personally just can't wait in having that. Smash is like a lot of things. Like, it's family, it's friends, it's like love, affection, it's a lot of things. The most important people of my life, I know them through Smash. I'm very affectionate to these people, and they're like I can say my best friends. Thanks to Smash, I got to know them, and the real answer is that I don't know what I would do without Smash right now. It has actually changed not only my perspective about the future, but also my approach with life in general, because having to encounter so many people, you have to adapt to so many variables, and try to be as inclusive as possible, because you want your community to grow. Then you want to be gentle. It was something that it didn't came to me directly, but it was a lot edgier before I came into the Smash community, and then I was like surrounded by gentle people, gentle guys, and I had to adapt like you do in fighting games. They like transformed me in another version of myself, maybe a better version of myself. And I used to share love as much as I could, and it paid off because a lot of people came into my life, and an incredible amount of people more than I used to know before. And it is such a blessing. That is what happens when you get into the community. Incredible, because a fighting game, which is a game about throwing punches at other faces, can gather so many nice people together. You have to be fierce during the game, but you have to respect your opponent. It is in your best interest to be gentle with your opponent, because the more he is strong, the more you're strong. Because if he becomes stronger, then he fights you, and then he wins. If you won before, then you need to get better to get at his level, and this is like a continuous improvement environment, and you want to keep it like that, because fighting games communities and Smash community is like a never-ending journey. You want other people to get better, and in order to them to get better, you have to teach them. You have to get them close to you and fight with them and play with them and be nice to them. I have learned so many things from Smash that I could use in my real life, but it's not the video game, it's the community. Just, find some local community and go play with them, know them, and be gentle with them.